welcome to the Bold Leadership Story Show, where we talk about experiences shaping exceptional lives. And I'm excited today. I've got an alumnus with us today that we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff. Stephanie's a friend, Stephanie Davis. She is president and CEO and a principal leader of CS Financial Services, Inc. And I'm going to put up her website, or actually her LinkedIn right now, that you can see. And yeah, if you want to get a hold of Stephanie as we're chatting, just contact her through LinkedIn. Just direct message her there, or make a friend. And I'm curious to see what Stephanie's been up to. I think it's been, gosh, about 2 years maybe since she was on the show. And we dove into all kinds of fun stuff about forensic accounting and health, and mixing it up with community stuff. And it was a great conversation. So I'm looking forward to getting updates from Stephanie today. And with all of that, here she is. Here's Stephanie Davis. Hey, Stephanie, how you
Hi,
doing?
good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. It's been a minute.
It has. It has. I think you're right. It's been about 2 years.
Yeah, it has to be because, well, I took about a year off. I just getting back into doing these broadcasts again. So trying to up my game with the live and the studio and all this stuff that I've got going on now. So in my background, this is real.
Okay, there you go.
It's not
Hey,
a green
upgrade.
screen. I can actually like take this off the shelf and show it to you. So it's kind of fun.
Hey,
Um,
shiny upgrades. Always about the shiny upgrades.
yeah, yeah. And this picture that I've got here, this one, the black and white, is actually a print, limited copy that's actually hanging in the Louvre in Paris. This
Nice.
award-winning photograph by Patricia Gadget. So
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty exciting. Gotten some fun stuff hanging up here, and this one is a scene from a battle of the Monitor and the Merrimack
Oh my.
back in the Civil War, and you can see the two ships there.
Yes.
And the reason I've got that is because my great 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 uncle whose name was Albin C. Steimers. He was the chief engineer on the Monitor. And I've
Wow.
actually got a letter hanging in my office here that he wrote to Abraham Lincoln, giving him an
Oh,
update on what was going on with the ship.
wow. Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
pretty
that's a
cool.
piece of
It,
history
it's
for
really
you.
fun. I can't move the camera. I guess I could figure that out, but maybe the next time. But so yeah, it's lots going on here. So what's happening with you, Stephanie? You've got so many things, irons in the fire, and you've been kind of taking some time off.
I have.
And I
I
think that's so cool that you're able to do that,
yeah.
or that you're
I'm
forcing
grateful.
yourself to, I think.
It was kind of like a do or die kind of moment.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to be able to take the time off and get it done. But yeah, my health is not all that it should be, and so I needed to kind of reset on that. I also have, you know, I help take care of my mom, help her out when she needs it. So we've had a lot of, unfortunately, we've had a lot of um, friends and family that have passed along. So it's been a very it's been a bumpy journey for the past couple of years, but
Yeah.
things are starting to level out. So I'm finally feeling like I can almost get the engine started revving back up and doing stuff. So everything that was put on hold is now slowly chugging along.
Very cool. Very cool. So you have in kind of get us caught up. You are a forensic accountant. And that's pretty rare air from my understanding. It's not
It
everybody that
is.
can do that. Plus, if I recall, you are fluent in something like 7 languages.
Yes.
So, I mean, you can go anywhere in the world and be pretty much the person that, comes in and takes charge of a forensic accounting audit. And
Well,
those can
I
be
can help.
really powerful, right? Like you're
Yes.
in finding things. What's I picture it's like the Doge boy, the Doge team that went in. Is that kind of what you do?
Very similar.
Okay.
We go
So
basically we go in and look at history and tell you what happened, and if it's still going, we can help you stop it, but we can figure out what's happening in the process.
yeah. And
Now, it
there's
go ahead. I'm
like
sorry.
I remember you were talking about some of the situations that you get in with employees who get caught doing bad things sometimes. Then you have to kind of be stealthy.
Always stealthy. You're
What?
you're you're doing work. People think they've got it good enough that they don't have to worry about it, or they're either gone. So it's always trying to figure out if they're telling you the truth and if you're looking at the correct thing. And if you're not, you get good at, oh yeah, these aren't even close to right, or yes, this is on. But it's the ones, my father used to make this thing. He says, the best lie is a half truth, because
Yeah.
it's partially correct, but it's partially not. And depending on how much truth is in it, it can be very deceptive and you can actually believe it. So it might be a little longer to find. So you always have to look into stuff with you know, the pragmatic look that nothing is what it seems. What is it? Um, you only listen to half of what you hear and none of what you see, so that you can have a you have a clean slate and you just go in knowing how it should be done, and if it doesn't match, where is it going off at.
Yeah. I'll imagine there's some tremendous benefits to the business
uh,
um, with that, just
Not losing
operationally and
money.
yeah, right. And all
Right.
of the, I mean, lost and missed opportunities that you can't take advantage of because you're doing something, the company's not operating properly. It's like,
Yeah, it's finally fixing what you thought you were doing, because if they were, quote unquote, a good fraud, then they make you think that everything is fine.
mhm,
But it's on the backside, it's the underneath that's falling apart. Usually it's with the vendors, it's usually your vendor relationships, especially large vendors, because sometimes it might take a little bit longer for them to uncover the process. So it can ruin a lot of goodwill that the company has put forward if it's not caught and dealt with sooner rather than later.
mhm. So imagine that those folks that are perpetrating these things are doing it intentionally.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might have
So,
started off as usually for smaller and medium-sized business, it usually starts off as there's an emergency of some sort for the person who started this mess, and so they figure they'll get it, take it, and put it back. But when they realize they're not getting caught, then they just start getting bold with it. And you know, there's a saying about the thief that's left uncaught becomes emboldened and keeps on doing it because they think they're getting away with it.
now when Stephanie comes into town, yeah. So they could be this situations could be happening for like long periods of time then.
Yes.
How does a company know? I mean, what should you do as a company owner? Should you do like a forensic analysis every so often, like once a year or every 5 years? What?
If you just have um, safety guardrails in place. Like, for instance, if there are checks over a certain dollar amount, if it's over $5,000, it has to have two signatures. One has to be live, or both have to be live signatures, so that somebody else is looking at it. The same person who sets up the payment for the bills is not the person who writes the checks for the bills. There needs to be checks and balances so that um, one person is not responsible for the whole process from bill to sending it out the door, and nobody else is looking at it. And it seems like it's a lot of extra steps to getting something done, but in the long run it keeps, especially if we're talking high ticket items, if we're talking like 60, $70,000 pieces of equipment that have to be sent out or shipped to a client, you kind of want to put those in place so that you're not losing stuff along the way. Whether it's whether it is from the inside where they're shipping it to somebody that isn't non-existent so that they can set up their own business, they're shipping the product out and paying it falsely, or somebody who's internal who's also just trying to collect the money. So they're short paying a bill and pretending like the bill is complete, marking it off as complete, but actually they've short paid it by, $10,000, $15,000, and they're pocketing the money into something else. You want to make sure that there are checkpoints along the way so that you're not having these issues. Forensic accounting is basically what happens after the problem has already happened. So we're not when we get called into something like that, it's already done. You can keep it from happening by putting up these checks in the beginning, having and when you're looking and actually understanding what you're doing. If you understand the basics of how your books are supposed to look, or who's doing what, then you can call them up and say, hey, what does the report look like for this? Why is their numbers going down, or how come this? Checking in with your vendors, companies that work with, that have to work with vendors, just checking on it. How often do you do reconciliations on your accounts payable? Making sure that your payables are not going out too far, like over 90 days, or especially if that's not the way you pay. If you pay at 45 days, you shouldn't see 70 days on your sheet very often. You should see 45 days or less on your account, because you should be, if you're in business long enough, you should be getting discounts for paying either within 10 days or something like that, and you want to take that discount, especially for large ticket items. So just following through and looking at your steps, making sure you have uh, rule, or the guidelines and the job descriptions and what they're supposed to do. And even if it gets busy, even if you have to have your backup plans put together. So if the owner of the company is the one who signs off on the checks and he's always here because he's doing sales, then set it up so that maybe somebody else who has a different job title but would understand the process can also sign off on the checks, and you can find that person, so there isn't a so they're not you know log jamming everything because somebody's not there to sign a check, but somebody else is looking at it. And give them a list of questions to ask. Okay, why is this here? Is all of the paperwork included? So that they can look at it and make sure everything's right. Verify it at the end of the month. Actually do a month end, closing, and actually look at the numbers at the month end closing on the reports so that you understand if the bank reconciliation wasn't right. And then actually do a bank reconciliation, because that'll tell you whether or not the money that was supposed to go out went out where it was supposed to, and if it didn't, who did it go to? So there's simple things to do on the front end, so that on the other side, after it's happened, you don't have to worry if you're going to need to call somebody like me in to fix and figure out how long it's been going on and whether or not you can recover it.
I was just thinking, yeah. I mean, who would be a better person than you to have as your accountant? because
They're
you're going to set it all up so that you never needed a forensic account.
right, but and if you've got a good an accountant that is reputable, which most for the most part they are, there are always bad apples in every aspect and every piece of the business. And so doing regular reviews, doing looking at what they're getting, and just pay attention to the telltale signs. If the person all of a sudden who was struggling to get something handled, whether it's their vehicle, home, whatever, all of a sudden everything looks like it's all shiny, bright, and new, you might want to question it, especially if they don't have a second job. And overtime, watch the overtime. If they're doing a lot of overtime and they're responsible for all of these things, that might be necessary, but it shouldn't be all the time. Because if this is their job, they should be able to manage it and get it done within a reasonable amount of time.
Mhm.
And if they're doing a lot of overtime, it's because what they're doing in overtime may not necessarily be work for your company. It might be work for them where they're, moving things around.
Wow. It sounds like once you've got it all set up though, and you've got the right people in place, it can move really well. And we were talking a little bit before the show started about SOPs and that you're working with AI to create those for yourself, I guess, or maybe a client.
Uh-huh.
That's really important. Sounds like too.
Operating procedures are extremely important because that way you have your guideline of how things are supposed to run, how they're supposed to go. And if they're not going that way, one, you either need to change it so that it works better because these are living documents. These aren't like static. Business is changing, the tools we use change.
Mhm.
So the SOPs need to evolve and change with that. But the basis is the basis. And you should be reviewing that, making sure that's working right so that you're not having problems down the line. If you're so if your department can't function and they should, or a new person comes in, they should be able to look at those SOPs, and even though they don't understand maybe some of the nuances of your business, maybe because they came from a different industry, they should be able to understand how to get the work done, no problem.
Mm.
They're great for having people when they go on vacation, so people can go on vacation. So, you just look at it, here's how it's supposed to work.
Mhm.
You can keep it at least functioning until the person comes back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, that's really important. It's surprising how many businesses don't have those in place.
Yes, and it takes work. It's a lot of work on the front end because you have to think about what all of the processes are, and if
Hmm.
that's not your wheelhouse,
Right.
it's not something you really wanna do. A
Yeah.
lot of companies, they have come up with that concept, which is actually better. The person who does the job should create the procedures because they do it on a day-to-day basis. And then it can be reviewed and then improved or streamlined from that point because they know their job. They should know their job. And if they have a question about it, here's the perfect time to say, "Why are we doing it this way?
Oh,
Can we do
right.
it like this? Would this be
Yeah.
easier?"
When you see a new employee coming in and they have this perspective, it's like they don't have any dogs in the hunt, so to speak. So they see things in a whole new perspective,
Yes,
fresh, and they have the ability to ask the questions. Why are we doing it this way? And because we've always done it that way, sometimes comes up, and it's like,
never a
well,
good answer.
that's it's probably the worst answer you could give, but it's actually the case in a lot of times,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, putting those SOPs together. I follow an entrepreneur named Dan Martell. He's kind of in the tech world, and he's building AI companies all over the place. And one of the things that he talks about doing at his companies, he works with a lot of young uh, really smart people, but he has them disciplined to when they start a job to document everything when they start, so that they get in the habit of doing that. And then as they grow the company, everything that they've done is already documented, so they can bring somebody in behind them
Hmm.
and fill in for them, so they can continue to grow. And they have documented their journey and their growth, and all the stuff they've learned, and put all the pieces in place so somebody can come in right behind them and take over without lag time.
Yes.
And it's I've never done it, but it seems like a really good idea. And with AI um, helping you, there's no excuses anymore not to do it.
They have a lot of different tools that will allow you to record what you're doing so that you can not have the excuse. Because personally, I don't type. I'm an accountant. I'm
Hey,
really
there's
good.
this really cool program called Whisper Flow,
Whisper
and you
flow,
just talk to it.
drive, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So and then like this show we're doing today, I've got a prompt set up where I can take the the transcript and give it to Claude, and Claude will create a LinkedIn post, several small posts, give me prompts for pictures I can give to AI to make pictures for the posts to go on LinkedIn or wherever I want to put them, and then post them up on Go High Level in the calendar. So that, I mean, it's like done, and
Nice.
it's yeah. So it's like I can spend time doing what I want to do instead of all the crap or having to pay somebody in the Philippines. Not no offense to those folks, they're great, but I mean, if I don't have to spend that money, why spend it?
And if it's a small business, do you really have that money to spend?
Uh no. I can't even get a haircut. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, so there's a lot of tools, and this, it's always been said either you have to change to keep up, otherwise you'll end up like, Blockbuster and, other big ones that have been left along the way because they weren't willing to change. So that is the one thing that nobody wants to do, is the thing that's always constant, and then that is change. Nothing stays the
Yeah,
same.
yeah,
So if you want to grow or want the business to continue to at least exist, you have to be willing to make those changes so that you can, um, one, keep the your staff, your employees, in willing to work with you. Because if you can find another company that, the company A is over here is, still working in, DOS, you might want to try to find another company because you just want to use the new stuff.
DOS. DOS? Did you just say DOS? Are
I
you
have worked.
serious?
Yes, I
Is
am
there still
serious.
people using DOS?
Yes.
Wow.
The programs that they're
That's
running
like
are
AOL as a right? You see somebody with an AOL
email
email
address.
address.
Yes.
It's like,
And
whoa.
it's because, the company invested XYZ dollars into a particular program, and they're trying to milk it for whatever they can get out of it. Of course, nobody's
That's
supporting it anymore. Things like that. Those are problems. And when you have situations like that where you have to keep adding on, and you end up spending more money on the add-ons than if you would just,
well,
take
yeah.
the time.
It's not the initial cost, it's the upkeep.
Oh boy.
And security risk, I'm sure there's like if you're using DOS today, you're wide open.
Well, and they'll secure it, but it's hard. It's easier to break. It can't be put in the cloud.
Right?
It can only live on internal servers. Somebody they're paying. That means you're paying somebody to keep up with the server and do the backups and do all that kind of stuff.
They're using those floppy disks still.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't
tape.
even know if you can buy those anymore.
I
You have
don't
to
think
go to
you can
the
do that. But you can still, I mean, but and server rooms still exist, but do you really want to have a whole rack full of different servers? You know, that's a lot of money to do that. Whereas cloud is the upgrade, the shiny new
Right.
upgrade, and
Yeah.
just trying to move forward. I mean, come on, even QuickBooks stopped using. We can't even do desktop in QuickBooks anymore. Okay, they finally moved and got rid of it. So things just change. They just change.
Yeah.
So you
Oh
need to
yeah.
kind of move forward.
DOS. I can't believe that somebody's still using DOS.
They still run the backbone operating system, yeah, and it was a stable system, so I get it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It
we need
was.
to move forward.
Well, yeah. The Microsoft user interface was just in front of DOS. It was
Yep.
DOS was in the back. This that's don't
Mhm.
get me started.
But yeah, just making and it doesn't have to be like huge. It's not like you got to revamp the whole company. Just integrating. And I was reading an article. Oh, uh, I forget where I was reading, but I was doing some Substack reading, and it just talked about, which is just common sense. Give your staff, your employees, the opportunity to help you make your business better by, you know, being okay with them using new tools if they can make their job easier. I don't know. I think we should have learned something from COVID, that one of the things is that everybody doesn't need to be in a confined space in an office in order to get work done, number one. Number two, that, hmm, push come to shove, you will start using the new stuff if you want to keep existing, because we couldn't go into an office. So why would you want to go back to the old stuff? Nothing goes backwards, it always goes forward. You need to keep up that momentum. And if your employees can help you to, you know, advance your business by using these new tools, the company needs to embrace that, and so that they can move forward. And, you know,
Wasn't it kind of like in real estate when you've got say an apartment complex, say 60 doors, and part of the uh, function of management is to create accounts that will pay for things in the future. You put money into an account, say I don't know $10,000, and in 20 years you got to replace the roof for $20,000. So you put it in an account so that it gains interest,
mhm,
and by the time you need to spend the money, it's there, but it's not from your cash flow. It's from the investments you put in that and the future value of that, right? So
correct.
it's like that's what businesses have to do, I would think,
That's what businesses should do,
right? Well,
because
that
you want
cash
to think
flow is like
forward.
I don't want to use my cash flow. It's just sitting there. So
And everybody, yeah, that's part of the problem. They're looking at this money and it doesn't look like it's doing anything. It's kind of like that, your life insurance policy or your um, other type of insurance. It's there in case of an emergency when
mhm.
you need to have it. Like I'm like one of those crazy people that I have my auto insurance, but I don't ever want my auto insurance deductible to be $1,000 or even $500. When you have an emergency, it's an emergency. Do you really want to spend out that much money in order to get your car back or in case something happens? So, yeah, it's more expensive for the insurance going forward, paying that. But when I have a problem, I have the money immediately. I can take care of it and do it. I don't ever want to get caught in a spot. So if it says it's this much for the, fine, let's just pay it now
Yeah,
so I don't have to worry about it later.
it's smart. Well, yeah,
It's
yep. That's
guaranteed. If you got hurt in a car accident, you've been in the hospital and you've got to work, that means you're now off work. More than likely, your what is that insurance that you get when you're off on work? Probably hasn't kicked in yet, and you've got to get all of these bills paid.
yep.
Can you really afford it, that hit of a deductible being too high?
What was it? The AD&D, accidental death and dismemberment.
Oh, that's even worse. I don't want to have anybody dismembered, but like from your, it's not unemployment insurance because you're not unemployed. It's the other one when you're temporary
Yeah.
disability, the temporary
Ah,
disability.
okay.
You can't, you have to wait for, a few weeks before that even kicks in. Bills and life is still happening. You're in the
It's
hospital.
amazing, huh? It just keeps
Yeah,
it
right?
keep bills just keep coming in.
They don't care that you're in the hospital. They don't care that your car is messed up. They're going to keep coming. So you don't want to have to wait. And that's what uh, that fund that you put aside that for your cash flow, so that, I mean, even business insurance, so that you can make sure that in case of an emergency, everything will be covered and you can still operate and run, even if you're not there, you can still have it running. And if you invest in your staff to keep things going, or to learn new things to keep your business current, then you won't have as much trouble keeping it running if there's an emergency or if there's a downturn or something like that, because you will be uh, not you'll be systematically leaning up your business so that it can run smoothly.
Yeah, it's better to, what was that old saying? A pound of prevention is worth, or an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
There you go.
That old wives' tale thing. That's like, yep, there's so much truth to that.
Yeah, there is. If you just take a little bit of time consistently, then you don't have to spend a whole lot of time and one time to get things done.
Mm.
Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of that way. I'm finding I'm learned some lessons in my health over the last few years. It's like I really stretched my body to a point where it basically filed divorce papers on me.
Uh-oh.
It's like, dude, I'm done with you. I'm going this way. And if you want to follow me, then that's fine. But otherwise, we're parting ways. So I had to, it's like, oh, I better listen to this. And so, but what a blessing it was, getting smacked upside the head a little bit with some health issues, and having an opportunity to kind of sit back and go, oh, what is happening here,
Hmm.
and where is my life, and what am I doing, and why am I doing what I'm doing, and am I taking care of this amazing entity that I have, and
Exactly.
what am I doing wrong? Because I thought I was doing most everything correctly, according to what I was being told, you know, by the mainstream whatever. And it's like I found out that it was all a pack of lies
Yes.
designed to make me sick.
Exactly.
So
That's kind of where I am too. So it's kind of like, okay, step back, review, and then revamp. And
yeah.
that's an ongoing thing. I'm sure you might be having the same problems. Like, okay, this was working for a little bit of time, so okay, we're going to
Mhm.
stick with that, and then it changes immediately, and you're starting to start over again. But you have to be ready to do that because, yeah, life is a gift, and I like to keep receiving it.
Yeah, right. I'm enjoying this life here. It's,
The other option is not. That's not an option.
no, and I've had several friends that didn't listen, and
Okay,
they're no longer here.
that's right.
And when you get into, I'm 68 now, so you start getting into the 60s, and I think there's like a transition period in the 60s for a lot of people. It's like you either just go over and you end up saying goodbye, or go through some rough patches, you figure it out, and you live another 10, 20, 30 years.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's definitely a change going on. I mean, your body starts changing, and it's it takes effort to figure out what it is. Um, So I'm just grateful I'm still here and that I
Right?
have an opportunity every day to enjoy what I have. This beautiful view I've got here, and
There you go.
yeah, yeah, and talking to great people like you on this amazing live show. I mean, we're live on YouTube worldwide right now. It's like,
Okay.
what?
Right? It's like that we can actually have the cognizance to be able to do that, have a live show, talk about life and work and be okay.
Right. Yeah. But we're talking about SOPs. I think, as I'm listening to you, I should probably be creating SOPs for my health, because like you're
That's
right.
called an
Sometimes
advanced
you go on this
directive.
path and you start doing things and it's working, and then all of a sudden it's not. Okay, why? And you got to figure it out
Mhm.
because so it's like, what's the root cause? Just keep nailing down further and further and further. And what's the root cause of this? And
And
you
that's
like
always the hard part.
it is hard, but it's like that's really what's necessary. It's that the functional health,
I want to be a little bit more than functioning.
right? It's but it's that taking that time to listen to your body and understand the cycles that it goes through and um, the frustrations that it has with how you treat it and all the crap we throw at it in our environment and bad food and stress and um, tons of screen time.
Our old
You
bad
know.
habits of drinking coffee all the day long. So,
Yeah,
little things.
yeah, little things like that. And so I got to process all that crap you're throwing in here.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So it's understanding how all that works, and then getting the fruits of that, the benefits. Like for me, I lost about 50 pounds, and I've gained muscle mass. I'm using continuous glucose monitors,
Mhm.
so I know what my when I eat something, I see the reaction, and I know my average glucose levels, and I also check my ketones. So I know really well where my insulin resistance level is, and tracking and bringing that down is for me that's the biggest benefit right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's but I never 5 years ago I didn't know any of this, you
Exactly.
know.
And
But
nobody was
now
there to tell you about it either.
well, they're not incented to. The doctors that we have in Western medicine, they're great. If you go in with a broken arm or you need surgery, perfect. They're amazing. But these chronic illnesses that we're all suffering from, all they do is just give you a prescription. Here, take this, take this, take this. And it's just designed pretty much to put money in the pockets of big pharma and all those folks.
Mhm.
And but there's a choice. You don't have to buy into that. I learned this. COVID actually taught me because my situation happened right before COVID,
Oh.
and then and as COVID hit and everything got locked down, I couldn't go to the doctor. So it's like, okay, I guess I got to figure this out on my own. And so it was like a huge blessing that it forced me to do that. And and then I lost my job, and then it's like, okay, I can't do anything. I was working like 14, 16 hour days and
Oh,
six, seven
wow.
days a week, and just crazy hours. And finally my body just said, I'm done. And um so I just had to stop, and that was the best thing for me.
I know COVID kind of gave some of us a reset and a
Yeah,
reason to reset. So it may not
an
have been bad
unintended
for everybody.
consequence. They wanted us
Yes.
all to die.
Yeah. And for those of us who didn't, we were like, wait a minute, why am I doing things the way I'm doing them if I can do it like this and still manage to get everything done? Yeah, it was a big reset.
Yeah. So what are you doing for your health? What is can you share anything? Any
Uh,
secrets?
secrets. I'm trying to. I need to have my blood pressure for some reason just started going up like almost out of control, and I don't know why. And we have my family has a history of heart problems anyway, so and diabetes, and I've never been a diabetic person. I was always hypoglycemic. So, and I know as you get older, that can change from hypoglycemia to diabetes. So, it was like all of a sudden everything was just shifting and I was like, what the heck is going on? Because I haven't changed anything. I've never been like a I've always liked to cook, so I'm not a restaurant person. So I'll go out to restaurants. I like doing it, but it's not all the time. I prefer to find out what they're cooking and try to duplicate it at home. So I didn't know where the problem was coming from. I I have a lot of different allergies. I'm grateful for the food that I can eat because there's a lot of it I can't.
Right. Oh
I'm very
man.
protective of my food.
My taste buds in my body are constantly at loggerheads
Fighting.
now.
Mm,
Yeah. Taste buds are
yeah,
going, sugar, carbs, yay. It's just, bring it on, baby. Let's do it now. And my body just like, dude, you do that, you know what's gonna happen.
exactly. Right. And I've never been the sugar person. So my problem is salt. I have a potassium deficiency anyway. So
Uh-huh.
salt was always the draw. The more salt, me and chips have a long-term standing relationship. And I'm trying
Yeah.
to break it off and it's rough.
Oh man, yeah.
It's a divorce and it's not going well.
Oh, we Lisa and I, my girlfriend Lisa and I, we go um, to this little place called it's called Burger Lounge, and they have grass fed beef burgers, and they're amazing. And we've been staying away from the fries because they were using like the regular cottonseed oil stuff,
Canola
that
oil and all that stuff.
canola oil, that garbage, and poison, really. And so we didn't eat the fries. But then they changed their oil to tallow.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, and you know what tallow is? It's just like
Beef
beef
fat.
fat, right? It's good for you. It's
It's
actually,
actually good.
yeah, and it tastes good. It tastes better. So it's like, well, maybe we could have some fries once in a while. So yeah,
Oh
they
boy.
sneak in.
They know how to get you.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yes. We've gotten to the air fryer, the Instapot. It's like everything I can do to try and, keep it kosher. I'm not a heavy meat eater, so, every once in a while because I do still like beef brisket. So when we get to have beef brisket, it's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, then I pay for it dearly afterwards. But
So do you guys barbecue the brisket? Where do you get it? You
yeah, we usually
you
smoke
smoke it?
brisket. Uh-huh.
I've tried. I've done I think 7 of them.
Oh wow.
And I think one of those might have been halfway good.
Oh,
That's a tough, really difficult piece of meat to cook well.
it was the method that we have, it works every time and it just tender.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've heard. And you're talking to a guy, I have, count them, 7 barbecues.
Oh my
I
goodness.
love to barbecue. I have a big smoker. I've got grills. I've got little Japanese yakitori grills and
Oh
all kinds of
really?
fun stuff. Yeah, I love doing that. But I have yet to make a really good brisket. It's like my it's on my bucket list. I got to do that someday.
We were watching those YouTube channels with those grill masters, with the different
Oh
types,
yeah.
and we just decided to give it a try.
Okay.
And we followed the directions, follow what they said, for the seasoning, the
Oh
whole
well, that's my problem. I think I know what I'm doing. I never follow the directions.
Pellets and everything. And now we have, yeah, you've got 7. So we have the, the built-in barbecue grill, but there's like 2 smokers in the backyard, a couple of
Awesome.
griddles.
Awesome. Love it.
So it's been tried, and we've gotten some new stuff to go along with it, so we can kind of, work it out. But yeah, the pellet smoker. Oh wow,
Uh-huh.
that's like golden, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have a pellet smoker yet. I've been looking at them.
Yeah, got the Traeger one. It was really,
Okay.
really nice, and it was expensive, but
Uh-huh.
it really is. It's nice. Has a little. It even keeps all of the, especially when you do the beef, it pulls off all of the fat. You can pull it over to the side, so you end up with all of the tallow on the side from the
Nice. That's
rendering.
beautiful. That's
Okay,
all gold right there. That's
right?
good stuff.
Good stuff. So yeah, it was. We've been testing that, and I don't eat pork at all, so I'm non-pork eater. I'm allergic to
Uh-huh.
it actually,
Okay.
but the rest of the family they have it, so it's like we've got good stuff going on over here kind of regularly, which is nice.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like it. Sounds
But
like
they're
it.
because half of us are on the, what is that, the keto diets, where they're
Uh-huh.
doing,
Yeah.
so
I'm on the um we're doing a keto. We call it the what is it? It's the I want to say friendly keto, but
oh, uh-huh.
it's it's like it's not really strict keto.
It's not the dirty one though, right?
Not the dirty. It's not the well. It might be considered dirty in some circles. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I keep hearing about it, and I do more because I don't eat that much meat like that, so it was really hard to do that, and I am allergic to various different foods that are proteins. So like I can't eat eggs and all that. And I was like,
Ooh.
sounds good, but I can't even eat that. I can't even touch it because, I'll be sick. That's not going to do me any good. So I'm more of a Mediterranean style
Okay.
diet.
Yeah, more veggies. I like that's kind of what I do too.
Yeah.
Lisa, my girlfriend, she's like a total carnivore. She could eat just meat and be just fine. I can't do it. I tried to keep up with her for a while. It's like my body was like, no,
No. Yeah.
I need the veg,
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like,
veg,
lots
and
of vegetables and a little bit of meat.
yeah, that's what. Lots of olive oil. I
Oh
use
yeah.
lots of olive oil and the hard cheeses. Put that on there.
Yes. And cheese,
Goat.
cheese is my friend, but I like legumes, so I'm always into lentils and beans
Okay.
and all of that. That's where I do a lot of the proteins that I get. Sometimes I'll throw some meat in there to make it look good, and then, most of the time I don't.
Uh huh. You like? Have
Yeah.
you ever tried black rice?
Oh, yes.
Exactly. Isn't it good?
That is delicious stuff.
It's
Yeah.
expensive, but if I mean for rice, but it's like so nutritious and it's not really rice, so you don't get the glycemic hit.
Mhm.
And what we do too, with all the starches, like if we have potatoes now or starch, anything starch, you can cook it a day in advance, put it in the fridge, and then reheat it, and it
Lowers it.
creates it changes the starch so that it becomes resistant starch. So it doesn't give you that glycemic hit. It doesn't go into the bloodstream so fast.
Yep. But that
And that's
that's all depend on your prep. If you do a lot of meal prep, if you don't do the meal prep, then you run into other, that's another issue.
right. Yeah. So it's like all these little hacks that you can actually start enjoying your life and not be beating your body up as much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
try to get
still
more
enjoy a little bit of single malt whiskey, and
exercise.
I've been known to have cigars once in a while.
Oh,
And
no. No cigars, no, none of that, but the single malt whiskey, yeah. Yeah, I can totally, I get that.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a glass, I pass out and go to sleep right afterwards.
Yeah. Right.
That is
Yeah.
definitely only when you're home and by yourself because you might be drooling on the couch afterward.
Right. But I only had an ounce.
Right? I didn't even finish the glass. Yeah. My little snifter is like, yeah, not that much. It's like a shot of whiskey now.
Yeah. That's it's fun. You gotta have a little bit of that, I think. So you doing it, you travel?
Actually, I am scheduled to leave in September. It's only going to be for a week. I'm going back east again, visit friends
Okay.
and family, and then I'll be back. I'm hoping to do a longer trip next year if all goes well. I will be going to India finally, so I'll be going for hopefully at least 3 months. If not, it'll be between 1 and 3 months that I'll be gone. It'll be
Okay.
my first sojourn
Good for
back
you.
there. Yeah.
What's your mission when you're back there? What are you gonna do?
Um, well, I actually am going to try and visit friends. We have friends that are in those areas, and I want to do uh, the southern, middle, and northern, far northern areas because I want to I just want to see everything that I can. I want to go to Darjeeling. I want to go and pick tea leaves, and I want to go to, Goa and go hang out at the hotel there, and that was formerly a palace. I want to go and see all of the sights and do all the things. Stay away from the boa constrictors, but
Who are you gonna go with?
there's another friend of mine who also wants to go because it was kind of hard to find people who can actually take off for that long of a time. So there's another girlfriend of
Yeah.
mine. She wants to also go, and we were like, we at least know for sure we'll go for a month if we're not going to go for longer, but we'd like to stay at least 3 months. So if we can do that, both of us work or can work outside of
Yeah.
our area, so it's not like we have to come back for work. She also has, but we also have aging parents, so it's kind of dependent on how their situation is how long we'll stay. If we need to come back, then we'll come back. But if we can stay longer, we will.
Yeah.
we'll. We'll do the check in at a month. How are you guys doing? If everybody's okay, we were thinking about staying an extra month, so we'll probably do an open ended ticket for the comeback so we can stay longer.
Oh, wow. That sounds amazing.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So I'm
I
looking
love that.
forward to that.
I bet. That's exciting.
Yeah, after we come back from there, then I'll probably be in the States for a while. I'm actually, I would like to go into Spain. I want to go Spain and Portugal. So I may do that the following year afterwards. So then, and that'll be in 2 years.
Okay.
Hmm.
Very good. So you're planning all that now. Wow. That's great.
You got to plan because that costs money. So you got to plan and make sure you
Right?
got a budget. And if you want to stay a long enough time, you got to figure out housing and the whole 9 yards. So, and I don't want to stay in a hotel. I want to stay in a home or something, an apartment of some sort, so that I can, because I can't. I have to control what I eat, so I can't be eating out all the time.
That's my biggest challenge when I travel now is like,
Hmm.
okay, I want to feed my body what it needs, and going out to
Yeah,
eat is really difficult.
I have. Even when I do my normal trips now, I tend to stay in like Airbnbs that offer kitchen services, or if I stay at a hotel, I have to stay at like an extended stay or a home stay or something like that that offers me a kitchen so that I'm not eating out for all the whole time because
Yeah.
it's hard to process it now, and then when you come home it's like I'm sluggish I can't even function.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good for you. You got it all figured out.
No, but I'm learning as I go.
you should you should keep notes of write your story.
Oh, there you go. I'll just dictate it out because nobody
Yeah,
wants to
just
do
do
the rest.
y'all like do a daily thing and keep a journal. Yeah,
There you
that would
go.
be amazing. That'd be amazing.
I might try to do that. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Just take
Yeah, it's just
do digital notes every day, what I did, what's going on, what I did. And then I want to, oh, well, yeah, then it'll be the photos because I'm going to be doing a lot of photography stuff when
yeah.
I go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that with that's one of the good things about these phones. I think is that you can capture all that stuff pretty easily now.
Yeah, on the phone, it's good. And they've got pretty good cameras on it, depending on who you're working with for your
Yeah.
model. But
Oh, they're great.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like the little. I've got an iPhone um, that I use for my photography. You
Oh,
know, it's
yes.
like I don't use it for a phone. It's my camera,
Yeah,
and it's great.
I still have regular cameras because I do night photography, so I do night sky
Ah,
photography. So I
okay.
I work with that, and it'll be nice to be able to be in a different space with good night skies so I can take some of the photos during those times. So it'll be very interesting to be able to see that.
Yeah, beautiful. I look forward to seeing that when you get done.
Sure.
Yeah. So you have talked a little bit, I think, maybe it was before we started the show, that you were looking to do some project work.
Yes.
Tell me about that. And who would be your ideal client? What are you looking to help them with?
Um, my ideal client is still medical facilities, practitioners, small practices that maybe have 1 to 5 doctors.
Hmm.
Um, I actually kind of want to do a test to see if what I have put together is going to work because I changed some things to kind of streamline uh, practices that want to grow from one facility to maybe 2 or 3 facilities in maybe 5 years to grow and keep it consistent. So now it's just putting it, to work. And that's who I'm looking for right now. I want to work with practices that want to do that so that they can grow whether it's an eye doctor, a regular specialty doctor, or, even a medi practice like those medi spas or whatever that's in that line because they have specific hurdles that they have to overcome. They have to make sure that they're always compliant. They have a lot of risks sometimes with opening up these facilities. Their equipment is usually very expensive. So, trying to streamline those processes so that they're not losing too much money when they're opening into their next practice and that it can get up and running so that it can be a viable business quickly is always a struggle for it's a struggle for any business, but for medical it's really interesting because you pay for the stuff up front. All of the medications and everything, they have to buy that. And if they cannot get it out the door, they've got expiration dates, they cannot return it and get their money back. There's a whole lot of different other issues that they have to work with. So, trying to move into a second facility and make it profitable is usually a very interesting combination. And especially if you're just 1 or 2 doctors in a practice, you probably are still paying off student loans,
Mm.
plus trying to run a practice, have a family. There's a lot of of pieces, moving parts going with that. So trying to give them a format that they can do it and can see progress and know that it's going to work. I want to. That's where my kind of my sweet spot is right now.
Okay. That sounds exciting. Well, let's see if we can get you some maybe some folks that are watching here would be interested. Let me put up your contact information. It's CS Financial Services Inc. Stephanie Davis, the expert accounting, tax, business consulting, and financial services,
Hmm.
and also in Chino Hills, right close by,
Close by, yes.
close by. So, yeah, give Stephanie a best thing to do is get a hold of her through LinkedIn,
Yes. DM
and
me, let me know what you need, and we can schedule an appointment. It can be virtual, and I can work with pretty much anybody anywhere.
cool. All right. Well, thank you, Stephanie, for joining me on the show for the second time. You're a trooper.
I'm glad that you invited me back.
Oh, that's fun. This is great chatting with you.
It was good chatting with you too.
Yeah, and we'll wrap the show and say goodbye to everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Hang on, no, don't leave yet. I'm gonna end the broadcast.